Welcome back to World Crisis Radio for our second hour. Webster, Tarpley here in Washington, D.C. Now, we're going to continue with our coverage on the fraud closure crisis. We've got 50 state attorneys general all probing the illegalities and fraud and banditry of MERS and the rest of the Wall Street zombie banker operation, which is now in the process of throwing millions of Americans out on the street. And we're going to pay some attention later on to the question of the Ulsterman revelations, the Ulsterman emails, a look inside the Obama bunker into the before the fall, let's say, to use the Nixonian terminology. But we want to remember that it's about a week until the big day, right? On Saturday, October 23rd, we're going to have the big Obama disqualification march at the west front of the Capitol. So let's go immediately to Philadelphia and get an update from the top organizer, and that would be Phil Berg. Welcome, Phil.
My pleasure. A week from now, Saturday, October 23rd, from noon to 4 p.m., the U.S. Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're having a tremendous rally dealing with Obama's birth certificate, his eligibility, dealing with his adoption in Indonesia, and the Obamacare, the health care bill, which is blatantly unconstitutional. And we urge everyone to please come out and join us so we can demand that Obama prove that he's constitutionally eligible to be president, and if not, because he can, demand that he resign from office. We're in a constitutional crisis, and we must work together right now. In 2-3 hours of Washington, D.C., there's 30 or 40 million of you. Please, take the day off. Come to Washington. Let's have a tremendous rally. Let's have 1 million people there. Let's have 2 million people there to gather as the U.S. Constitution starts off, we the people. And we need a peaceful revolution to demand the truth. This country has really been hurting in the past year and a half since Obama took office. He should never have been elected. If national media had done what they should have done, if they did 10% of what they did to Sarah Palin, Obama, by vetting him, Obama never would have been nominated, let alone elected as president, because he is not constitutionally qualified to be president. And by doing so, he is taking the Constitution and throwing it down the drain. And with that are his other actions. The Obama health care bill, the Obamacare, is blatantly unconstitutional. A judge has just allowed the case to proceed in Florida, where 20 attorney generals have filed suit against the health care bill. And as we've seen now, as different parts of it are being adopted, the benefits to people are going down, the premiums are going up, the co-pays are going up, and it's blatantly, it's not what Obama or anyone said it would be. It's really detrimental. The costs are unbelievable. And Obama, on other issues, Social Security, he's ready to convene a committee on that. Already 2 people that he's indicated should go on the committee have said that they should do away with Social Security. You, your parents, your grandparents have worked too hard their whole life for this benefit. It cannot be thrown away. Obama is a disaster. Obama is a fraud, a phony, an imposter. This is the biggest hoax against the United States of America in 234 years, and we must stand together. And this is our opportunity. We're approaching election time. It's time to send Obama and the rest of his crew a message. When all is said and done, in my opinion, Obama, Michelle Obama, Howard Dean, the former head of the Democratic National Committee, senior campaign officials and senior administration officials who are aware of this hoax should all be subjected to our criminal justice system, and then they should be tried, and those convicted should go to jail. And that includes Obama. This is a disgrace. We're the laughingstock of the world, Webster, as you know that. And it's really unheard of. If Congress had held one hearing on Obama's qualifications, even now, he'd be out of office because he couldn't prove he's constitutionally eligible. The national media should be sued, and I even stated that a year ago, including the New York Times. And the New York Times wrote that in the article, and they said even suing the New York Times. It's a disgrace what has taken place. Obama is a disgrace. people now are finally opening their eyes and realizing that what Obama has campaigned for, he's not delivering. Now, I am like the umbrella for all of you out there, whether your issue is taxation, whether your issue is health care, whether your issue is Social Security, whether your issue is anti-war. I'm the umbrella for everyone, because if I am correct, and if I had $1 million, I put it on the table right now and bet it, I know I'm correct, that by forcing Obama out of office because he's not constitutionally eligible, everything he's done is voidable. And we can, by forcing him out, make all these things void. And yes, we'll have a constitutional crisis because there's a real question who would even take over. But it's worth that more than being sent down the socialist path, the path of destruction that Obama is doing. But the big thing is, without going into issues, Obama blatantly is not qualified, not constitutionally qualified. He was not born in Hawaii. He was born in Africa. We have on our website is obamacrimes.com, OBAMACRIMES.com, obamacrimes.com. We have his paternal step-grandmother, Sarah Obama, who states in Swahili, and we have her discussion there and the translation by two ministers. We have the fact that she states she was in the hospital when he was born, August 4th, 1961, in Mombasa, which is Africa. This is outrageous what's going on. Obama knows, in one of his two autobiographies, he said he found his birth certificate, so show it to us already, but he can't. Also, the fact is, more significant than wherever he was born, he was adopted. In his book, he states his parents had divorced. He states, my stepfather, Lobo Sotoro, returned to Indonesia before my mother and I. When I went there, I immediately went to school. Well, in the 1960s, Indonesia was in turmoil. They were at war. The only ones who could go to school there were those considered natural born. Well, he wasn't born there, but you were also considered natural born if you were adopted or acknowledged by your stepfather. We have the school record in Indonesia, which indicates his name is I'll draw the black face. Obama. It's
Sotoro. But Phil, let me just point to one thing, right? Something new, a big deal is that this is, you are not so much a voice crying in the wilderness anymore. I want to call your attention urgently to these Ulsterman emails, which have appeared at the website newsflavor.com. I sent you this overnight. Newsflavor.com has a series of emails from what amounts, I guess, to a renegade veteran of the Obama White House who tells about a climate of intrigue and clique warfare leading to the fact that, probably 10 top officials have departed. And if you add in some stuff from Wayne Madsen on his website, they're talking about the use of the 24th Amendment. That is the idea that Obama may be incapable, lacking the capacity to continue in office. And they're talking about a mental breakdown, that is severe depression, paranoia, listlessness, lack of interest, watching ESPN all the time, wanting to play golf, not doing any of the business of government, wanting to go out on the road and get the adulation of crowds, and then going into shock when he's confronted by people who say, you have not delivered. So, in other words, people should realize that if you come out for this, you're not just acting as a small group, but this would mesh with larger machinations and intrigues at the level of the ruling class. You should really take a look at this.
I will, and that's what our appeal is. Like I say, I'm the umbrella for everyone. Come out there, whatever your issue is. Our basic issue is it's anti-Obama. It's obamacrimes.com. Please look at it. Please spread it to your friends and come out and join us next Saturday, October 23rd, at the west side of the Capitol at 12 noon, Washington,
D.C. And you'll see you there, Phil.
Okay.
We'll see you there. And we'll be back in just a minute here on World Crisis Radio.